Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker. And before we get rocking and rolling on this show and tell, I want to give you a heads up. It's storming outside. So if you hear some thunder, that's what's going on. So I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. Mine's been a little lots of unexpected things have happened. A husband traveling unexpectedly and light fixtures dying and having to be replaced. We spent an hour trying to figure out why my new closet light kept blowing the circuit. I'm just saying, electricity is not my go-to thing. If it goes boom, I don't touch it normally. So it was interesting. My husband was fully capable of doing it. I'm a flashlight holder. So yeah, it's been a little, and trying to work around big thunderstorms coming through and trying to figure out, like, is it actually going to rain when it says it's going to rain, and trying to get things done around the rain. I'm filming this on Tuesday morning, which means I am heading out to my LYS to meet up with Erica today. So either tonight I'll compile something and post it, or on Saturday there'll be something compiled and posted about what we did and what we saw. And because there's a designer trunk show and the Mad Tosh trunk show going on today. And then we're going to the Irish pub for lunch, or at least that's our plan right now, because there's stuff both of us can eat over there. And yeah, I'm excited. I am very, very excited. So anyway, I've spent almost 2 minutes talking about my boring random life. And I want to get on to show you guys what I've been working on. So I only have 2 finished objects this week. The one that needed to be blocked did not get blocked. Time did not permit for that. And then I did bring down 3 WIPs to talk about. So first off, one of my goals this year was to work through my, or put a dent in my bulky weight yarn. So I pulled down this Peyton's Misty yarn that I've had. This took 3 balls, so about 300 grams. And this is a no pattern round shawl, and the increasing is done on either side of these eyelets. That way I was just able to kind of cruise through it. It's kind of worked. I'm not going to say that. No pattern for this, but it's a half round, and I ended with a row of single crochet. The whole thing's double crochet. It is quite large, and I have 3 more balls of this, so I think I'm going to make another one. And keep one and donate one, because I really like this. I really, really like how this turned out. And this yarn, it feels very, when you hold it in the ball, like it's going to feel kind of dense, but it's not. It's very, very light and airy. Part of that is the double crochet stitch versus, doing, like, I do a lot of half doubles. I don't know why I particularly do half doubles, but I do use half doubles quite a bit. But I'm very happy with how that turned out. I think it's really cute. I really like the shape. If I think about it, I'll write down what I do for the second one. It's not quite the same as just increasing in a circle, which is what I was going to say. And the next thing, the color on this, if you happen to have some, because this was like discontinued forever and 3 years ago. This is from 2014. The colorway on this is Spring Meadows. And that's my, boop, 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 boop. Oy vey. Peyton's Misty. And like I said, it took 3 skeins of that. So my other finished object, this one has not been blocked, but this is the other Tendril shawl, and I will have a link down below for this. This is using Yarn Bee Pigment and Fibers in City Girl. Now this is something I picked up like 2 years ago on clearance. Whoa. So like I told you guys, it was 2 blues, an olive green, 2 grays, and a purple. I really love how this turned out. So it'll be a little bit shorter and a little bit longer when I block it. It is an asymmetrical shawl. Whee! But I do love how this turned out. And this is so cute. And this is so soft. I think I might have to take this one and make another one. Once you get rolling on this, like this is such an easy to memorize pattern. And that's what the stitches, well, let me expand this a little bit so you can kind of, that's what the stitches look like in a solid yarn. And it's kind of on the bias there. But it's just so easy, and it's like the perfect scarf. It increases just at the perfect length. Some asymmetrical shawls, you can't wear them as a shawl really. You have to wear them as a scarf, but they don't really increase long enough on the ends to wear as a scarf. And this one doesn't. It's like the perfect. Oh yeah. And forgive the messy hair, because yeah, 100%, like I was not going to do much on my hair. I tipped the ends with a curling iron and was just like, you know. Now this one, I did not do the picos on the final edge, but the pattern does call for picos on the edge. I did do that with my yarnable one. But yeah, so this one, the yarnable one that I shared last week is 400 yards. This one, I mean, it's not quite 600 yards, but the set is like 650 yards. But I love how that turned out. It's absolutely perfect. If I have one in some like really autumny, totally autumny colors that are more like this green tint, so you can see how pretty that is up against the dark. I might make one for my mom for Christmas to wear as a scarf. But I haven't quite found like the right autumny tones for her. Something with a little punch and pop. I need like orange, goldenrod, probably chocolate tan. I'm thinking. And I also, like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, really love the color combination in the cakes that I worked. And I've got some saved on knit picks that are in the same colors. So that might have to be another Tendril shawl. I'm not sure if I want to do a knit shawl with that on the bias, or if I want to do something like this. But anyway, I'm thinking. There's lots of things going on in my little brains. So next up, I have 2 pairs of socks cast on. And I cast both of these on yesterday. I thought I had a size 1 40-inch needle. I do not. I have 2 32-inch size 1s. When I'm at the yarn store today, I'm going to buy another one, a 40-inch, because I am not enjoying the 2 needles on this one. I think it's because I've got so many ends and working from the inside and the outside of the ball. It's turning into a mess. But I did get the cuffs done, and I've got a couple rows on my focus camera. There we go. And this is just a Premier Serenity sock. And this is a Mary Maxim Simply sock that I had in my stash. I'm going to do the shadow wrap heel on these. And I think each pair I'm going to try a different toe. This one is on 1.5s. It's a little bit huskier of a yarn. This is Novita. And I can't remember the line. It's a yarn from Finland. And the color on this is Berry Burst. And I can't remember the color number. I think it's like 17. I did find this on Webs. Ooh. But I've just got the cuff started on this one. I'm loving how this is working out. Both of these are wool and nylon blend yarns. But they feel completely different. Completely. This feels more like the Regia 6-ply. This is super thin and kind of is a little bit smoother to touch. Both of them have the same number of cast-ons. I wear a size 8 to an 8 wide. And these are 64 stitches each. So they're going to have a slightly different fit, the chunkier one being a little bit of a looser fit. And then the other project I've been working on, I have really made progress on this since I last shared this. This is my latest fingering weight fade shawl. So I started down here. This is the hand dyed that no, this isn't the hand dyed without a name. I don't remember which one's which, but this is a hand dyed that I ordered. Then we did the two together. And this was, this is the two of the Lolo Did It in Smells Like Fall. Then I added Lolo Did It, I Lick the Stamps. And that's the two of I Lick the Stamps. Then I added in a Cascade Heritage yarn. And we moved into a, in person, it still reads as a stark difference and almost solid here, but it's distinctly heathered even more in person. And I've just added in my 5th yarn, and this is the hand dyed that didn't have a label on it. Originally, I had planned on using this Hawthorne yarn from Knit Picks, but the color changes on this, I was worried it was going to pull too much, so I decided I'll just save this for another project. Oh, I do have a Cascade Heritage tag down here. This is Cascade Heritage Waves in color 504. And I think I looked this up to put it in my project notebook, and I'm pretty sure this is still available. But I've got to decide now, because when I block this, you know, I've got significant stretch here on my borders. So I've got to decide, I need it to be about 6.5 feet long. So right now, stretched, that's 5.5 feet. So I may be able to just stick with the 5 colors, which was my original plan, to just do 5. If not, I think I'm going to have to add in maybe a charcoal to continue with the gradation from lightest to darkest. And I do have some sparkly charcoal yarn I could easily add in. That way it doesn't look so stark, but up against that color, I don't think black is going to look particularly stark either. So that's my plan right now. I'm making progress. The shawl lives on my desk because I have to measure the cakes as I'm going. I do it by weight. So I'm planning to take 20 grams out. So technically I'm working with 80 grams of the sock yarn. So I took the 80, divided it by 3. So it's like I change colors at 73 grams. I change colors again at like 46 grams. And then I change colors again at 20 grams. So that's kind of like, or 40, maybe it's 76, 43, and then whatever. Anyway, I have it written down on my desk. So I do have to weigh those as I'm working on them, so I'm not getting my weight too far off. But I'm very excited. I'm really, really happy with the progress I've made. I love how the colors are turning out. I wish I'd gotten just a little bit further along to where you could really see where the new hand-dyed color is being added in. Tracy over at Crochet Rossetti the other day shared a pattern that is a blended, probably more of a traditional fade versus the 2 strands together shawl, and it uses 2 fingering weight yarns, and I'm thinking about casting that on. I did go ahead and print the pattern, but creatively Tracy just shared no, who was it shared the sweater? Dina's Homespun Fun just shared the sweater. Poor Tracy over at Creatively Tracy can't crochet right now, so it definitely wasn't her. She is promising, though, to share some of her new Cricut crafts because she got a Cricut for her birthday. And she did share a shirt she did on Instagram. So go check her out. I will leave her tagged on any channels. As always, I will try to leave tagged down below. The Tendril shawl will be tagged down below. But yeah, so Crochet Rossetti did a shawl that I'm like, I might need to make that. Then Dina's Homespun Fun just shared a sweater. And then Debbie over the Canadian Crocheter's been making all these sweaters. And I'm like, I have chronic starteritis which is why like some weeks I'll have nothing done, and then other weeks I have 500 projects that get finished at once. And now it's like, I've got my copy of Setta's sweater pattern, and I planned on starting that and just haven't had time. And now all these other sweaters are showing up on my feed, and it's like, I got the Kobu because I wanted to do a sweater, and the one Dina shared would be perfect in the one of the pinks, doing it as a solid, and then trimming in the either light pink or bright pink, depending on which color I do it in. And I'm like, I was really hoping to get the shawl done before I started like another big project, but I really want to work on stuff. I really want to start new stuff. I really want to play with new yarn, and I'm just like, The socks are helping though. Knitting the socks are definitely helping, so it is kind of slowing down the starteritis just a little bit, but I did go ahead and hang up another yarn for my next pair of socks, but I caked it up. So that can just sit there. I'm not worried about that. Yeah. So as the month is drawing to an end, this is the end of the second quarter. So coming up, I will have my paper craft empties for quarter one and quarter two, because I forgot to put up the quarter one video. I will have my update on where I am on my goals for the year video. And I'll have my yarn bingo for June coming up in the sometime next week. And then I have a couple videos on deck that I need to sit down and pull some reference material for, but I do have some other things that I want to share. So I got plans. I got non-crafting plans. I do have things I want to share. But the other thing I want to discuss about, I want to thank you guys so much for reaching out. A number of you guys have emailed me and messaged me on Instagram about where I was talking about the negativity in our community. And I know Erica over at the Lopsided Crafter has also said something about it. Debbie, the Canadian Crocheter, has said something about it. And it really is a very sad state. I don't really know what has triggered this new rash of negativity. It's not, most of us can tell the difference when there's a troll account that just jumps in and says nasty things. You learn fairly quickly who talks like a robot and who doesn't, or who responds like a robot and who doesn't. What's disappointing, it's not the troll accounts. Those are obnoxious. It's the people who have been with us for a period of time who have decided to turn. And that's really what has been individuals or, people who make threats against content creators without backing. So in my situation, somebody had threatened to sue me, which, a lawsuit would have been impossible, as I've explained to all you guys who have reached out. I was threatened with that they were going to come after me legally, which wouldn't have done anything. However, what could have happened was I get a strike on YouTube. And if you're not familiar, content strikes three times and you're out. And in the arts community, it's actually really easy to get content strikes for different reasons. And part of this might be hyper cautiousness, because I do watch a lot of music content. My husband plays guitar. I vaguely try to play piano, but I've grown up with music my entire life. So I watch a lot of channels, that talk about, chord structure and music structure in professionally released songs. And when you start seeing things where those content creators are coming out saying, yeah, I got a strike, and this big publisher's coming after me, even though I didn't share a song, I just discussed a chord structure. It starts to make you very hesitant to a certain degree to continue making content that can be questionable like that. There are a lot of things where it's really easy to get a strike removed if it's for something not nebulous, where it's a very clear-cut, boom line. But unfortunately, when you do something like sharing other people's content or sharing pictures or sharing videos, if somebody decides to strike your channel for copyright infringement or trademark infringement or something like that, it's really hard to fight those kinds of battles because there is no, once they file the claim, it's like you're SOL because nobody wants to mediate that discussion or conversation. So it's either you drop it or they drop it, and that's it. So it is a very frustrating position to be in, because specifically what I wanted to do was a content share of other people's projects. Things like the #6 pattern thing, I really didn't mind taking the risk on that, because when I shared that video, I was sharing the designer's pictures. I did not take another person who had made the project. I didn't take their picture. I shared the designer's pictures of the patterns that are publicly out there. I also linked the designers and repeatedly mentioned the designers' names, where to find them, how to find them. So it was basically free advertising for them. So I didn't think there would be a problem with that. That was something that was fairly easy to navigate. That's a mutually beneficial relationship. I get to share their projects. They get potentially sales of their patterns. I didn't think anybody would have a problem with that. Now, if one of the designers came to me and said, hey, could you please take my picture down, or could you please remove me from this list? I'd be more than happy to go back and edit that video and remove what they wanted removed. That's a professional courtesy. And I'm perfectly fine with that. If for some reason they have a problem with it and they wanted me to remove the picture, that's fine. The other situation, though, was not a situation where anyone particularly involved would be reporting. So it's not, there's no negotiation with anybody in that circumstance. So I do want to thank you guys for reaching out. Many of you guys have been exceptionally kind and caring, and your support of me and other content creators. Yes, there are creators who have had to turn off comments. Yes, there are creators who have left the platform. Yes, there are creators who have drawn back and are only publishing once or twice a month now. There are people who are no longer designing because of this negativity. These aren't troll attacks. These are personal attacks. And it's lifestyle people. It is music. It is arts. It is video gaming. I mean, there has been this massive rash of this bad behavior on the platform as a whole. In our crafty community, when our subscribers turn on us like that, it is really jarring and shocking, because we are such a small community, and it's not a troll coming in saying, I don't like your accent. And I'll be the first one to say, Erica didn't want to call me out, but yes, I got an email saying that they can tell when I'm tired because my Southern accent comes out and they're disgusted by my accent. I need to fix it. I'm sorry, I'm a human. I've grown up in the South my entire life. I have a Southern accent. I try to speak slowly. I try to enunciate. But yeah, when I'm tired, I sound like a yokel. I sound like the hillbilly I am, and I can't fix that or change that. The only option would be I quit posting. I stopped making content. And that was from a subscriber. I had another subscriber who negged my channel repeatedly. If you're not familiar with the term negging, negging is the dating guru's term for when you look at a woman and say, oh, I don't normally like big noses on a woman, but it really works on you. You try to elicit an insecurity in somebody to force them to behave the way you want them to behave. It's kind of like gaslighting, which is, a very common, I hate the misuse of the term gaslighting, but that's what it is. It's a gaslighting technique. And unfortunately, I had a subscriber who, from last October until March, when I finally blocked them from commenting on my channel, repeatedly negged my content. They didn't like the way I talked. They insulted my Vlogmas content share because, well, I don't need to send out Christmas cards. I enjoy Christmas just fine, with my little micro tree and no Christmas cards. What's great? I don't judge you for that. Why are you judging me for the fact I go all out for the holidays? for 4 months out of the year, my house looks like, you know, a holiday season store barfed all over it. Why judge me for it? I enjoy it. I have fun with it. It's a lot of work, but I love Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And my house is decorated for those 3 months out of the year. My saying when I'm tired, when I'm looking for words, it's not space filler. I'm not afraid of the dead air. It is literally my brain stalling. And you're listening to my brain stall out. So yes, that was a subscriber who had been with me for almost 3 years, who turned to very bad behavior. They were repeatedly warned that their comments were unwarranted and unwelcome, that they were not positively contributing to my channel. And they're no longer able to comment here for that very reason. In my first 2.5 years on the platform, I had only blocked 3 people for personal reasons. They were people I knew in real life or off of the YouTube platform. And they were the only ones I had ever blocked from commenting on my content. And they're blocked on every platform. They can't email me, call me, Instagram me. They are persona non grata in my life. Those are the only 3 people that I've ever had to do that to. And I went back and made note in my little, I don't follow my analytics really, but I have a personal diary of the information I want to keep down. Since March of this year, I have had to block 13 subscribers from commenting on my content for bad behavior. This kind of bad behavior. And it has just been alarming to go from 3 in almost 3 years to so many more. And we need, as a community, to continue to spread kindness. I'm not letting these people ruin my life. I'm not letting these people ruin my day. I might go out for a really fast, hard walk that day. I might work out extra hard that day because I'm PO'd. But I'm not letting them bring me down. I'm a generically happy person. I just happen to be happy. And I'm not going to let this ruin my day. But it is out there, and we need to be aware that it's out there, because this kind of bullying has impact on people. And where we are right now, where we're coming off one of the worst years any of us have ever experienced globally as a community, we should be coming together to support and help each other, not tear each other down. And we'll get off my soapbox. I don't want to take up too much of your time with negativity, but I do want to thank you guys so much for reaching out when I first mentioned this. I want to thank you guys for the flood of responses on my videos and my email box, on Instagram. You guys have been phenomenal. And you guys, once again, 98% of everybody I've encountered on the platform and on Instagram and on Facebook have been beautiful, wonderful, generous, kind, loving individuals. That 2% has been really loud recently, though. And we need to work as a community to stamp that out. The trolls, they're something else. But the people turning on people, individuals turning on individuals, this is something we need to stop in our online community. It hurts everyone. We now have content creators we can't see anymore that have left us because of this behavior. They're off all platforms. The beautiful things that they're making and designing, we will never see again because of this behavior. And if we allow this behavior to continue on our platform, we're only hurting ourselves by allowing it to continue. So if you see somebody who is attacking another content creator, report them. The comments come back as marked for review half the time once they've been reported. I had 5 lovely ones where people were just cussing. And they were reported and marked for review. So if you start marking these people and calling them out, we can put an end to this. Just report it. You don't have to comment on it. Just report it. And not let this continue to become an evasive behavior in our community. And I mean that as a whole community. All right, you guys. I hate having a longer video. I did really well there for keeping them under 20 minutes, but I did want to continue on discussing this. I'm going to try to not bring this up again, but thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you for the outpouring of love and kindness and prayers and well wishes that I received. You guys are phenomenal. By and large, you are the most amazing thing that, aside from meeting my husband, has ever happened. And I love you guys. Genuinely, seeing your comments, your emails, and your messages mean the absolute world to me. And thank you so much. And hopefully we can get this under control. You guys take care. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye, guys.